The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chille. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
On this edition of The Big Weck presents Buffalo on the Rise, we all want to keep our homes warm and energy efficient this winter. Find out why you need to get Reimer on the horn for everything your home needs. Cooler weather may be upon us, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy your patio or fire pit. Find out why you need to go to Flamingo. Then find out why Lakeshore Eye Care is your center for sight. Whether you need tests, glasses, contact lenses, cataract surgery, or LASIK laser vision correction, find out how they can provide treatment for you. All coming up on this edition of The Big Weck presents Buffalo on the Rise.
Joining us today is Market President Brandon Biron. He's the Market President for Reimer Home Services. Brandon, nice to see you again. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, I know that Reimer has been around for like 100 years or so, and you were basically known for heating and cooling, but you do other things now as well, right?
Yeah, we're a three-trade service. So 5 years ago, we got into the plumbing business, and we've expanded that business pretty rapidly, and offering water filtration systems for your home. So if you have hard water, any allergens or anything irritating the skin, our water filtration systems can help alleviate that. Into drains, main sewer lines. If you have any blockage in your home, we can get in there, put a camera down the drain, see if anything, see what's going on there, and help you solve that problem. And recently, with the partnership of Central Heating, Cooling, and Electric, we've added electrical services to the Reimer brand, and we're very happy to offer all three trades to our customers. You know,
I noticed as I'm looking at your shirt here, of the emblem that you have on there. I've seen your trucks all over the place right now, and you've got the emblems on the trucks too, right?
We do, yeah. We did a rebrand this last spring, and we're proud to have the Rhino as a mascot now, and our trucks are all over the place. You probably see Get Reimer on the horn, whether it's billboards, our trucks, our commercials, but we rebranded, 102-year-old company. And that's been really positive for us and really fun. I think folks are enjoying it.
Kind of like the Reimer Rhino. That's kind of nice too.
A little alliteration, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I have to ask you this because I'm sure everybody's been in this situation, and this has probably happened to you. I had an older house when I lived in Lancaster, and but we just had the floors redone, so there was going to be a plumbing problem, right?
Yes.
The upstairs toilet flushed, came down into the downstairs toilet, and all over the new hardwood floor at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I think one thing we pride ourselves on is providing 5-star service and great customer experience, but we're usually going into a customer's home when it's probably one of their worst days, so we do everything we can to help solve your problems and hopefully turn things in the right direction.
Around.
Yeah.
What about some of the things that you do to support Western New York? You're very active within the community. Tell us some of the things you do.
Yeah, and that's been really intentional, Joe. Whether in May we sponsored the Buffalo Marathon. In July we sponsored the Ronald McDonald House 5K, and then as we move into fall here, we're sponsoring Everything's Rhino at the zoo. Great partnership there. The Run for the Rhinos 5K. Would love to see a ton of folks out in attendance. We'll have our Rhino mascot there. And then in October, we're really proud to sponsor Making Strides Against Breast Cancer, the walk, there in mid-October. And you'll see our technicians supporting the pink ribbon, and you'll see some of our branding turn pink as well. And then as we shift into November, we're gonna have a food drive for Western New York, and we're gonna be donating frozen turkeys to Western New York food banks across the community.
Don't drop them from helicopters. Turkeys can't fly. When we start talking about the holidays, things like this, Christmas time last year, 3-day storm. I mean, it was all across the country. Everybody knew about it. Everybody was affected in some way. But you guys had, not only did you have spectacular service, you got an award or something for it, didn't you?
Yeah, and it was, it's not really about the awards and accolades, but, again, showing up for the community, 3 days, unprecedented storm. Our technicians, plumbers, electricians, they are on the phone with customers, helping them solve problems. And for a lot of families, we were helping them get heat during that blizzard. And the reviews were great. We helped save Christmas, where, that was a few of the reviews that came in. And then a few weeks later, Governor Kathy Hochul presented us with the Good Neighbor Award, which, again, it's about the plumbers, the technicians, the electricians we have. They're going to go above and beyond to help the community, help our customers. So I'm just extremely proud of the team and what they were able to do.
Plus, they gave up time with their families, and they had to try to get into work to help you guys out.
Yeah, and we couldn't get out to the customers. I mean, 911 shut off, the roads were closed, so it was all conducted over FaceTime. Incredible what we can do with technology these days, but we were FaceTiming with customers and just helping them troubleshoot their systems and, hey, turn that valve, connect that wire, anything we could to get them heat, because it really was safety is always top of mind, and that was the biggest concern there.
That's amazing. That's phenomenal. Because when it comes to anything like that, I have 2 thumbs, and none of them are green or whatever. With summer drawing to an end now, fall's upon us. What are we talking about? Furnace tune-ups, things like this?
Yeah, I think as we transition, a short fall usually here in Western New York, and we never know when winter's gonna hit, but getting folks prepared for the winter season. So whether you have a boiler or a furnace, getting one of our NATE certified technicians into your home to inspect it, make sure everything's running safely, make sure you're not going to run into any issues throughout the year. It's better to be prepared as we head into the winter months instead of getting caught off guard. You never know what winter's going to throw at us here in Western New York.
I live in an older townhouse, so about this time of the year, I turn my furnace on to see if it actually works. Because I don't want it to be the first cold morning or whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
What about as we look forward to fall, and maybe not looking as forward to winter, but it's going to be here no matter what we do. What about preventive maintenance?
Yeah, so for preventive maintenance, again, getting one of our technicians into the home to inspect your furnace, your boiler, whatever heating source you have, and they're going to provide you with their diagnostic of what's going on with your system, anything that you can do to either increase the longevity of the system, or if it's something that needs to be repaired immediately, whether it's a safety concern or something that's going to make your system non-operable. They're going to provide you with all of that information, and our technicians are very knowledgeable. We conduct a ton of training with them twice a week at least. They're going to be able to provide you with all the information you need to make the best decision.
Brandon Barron, thank you very much for joining us again today on Buffalo on the Rise. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Reimer by calling 716-899-HORN or go to callreimer.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
I'm Joe Chille. Joining us on the Big Wex Buffalo on the Rise is Nathan Cross. Nathan is the president of Flamingo Patio. Nathan, good to see you. Tell me about, well, first off, if someone walks into the Flamingo Patio showroom, what's the first thing they see? What are they looking at in there?
They'll first see a sea of cast aluminum, mostly dining sets, although there's such a wide variety of stuff we have now. We have dining sets, fire pit sets, bar sets, chat sets, like sofas, love seats, sectionals, club chairs. We actually recently got some swing chairs in, some love seat swing chairs too, which I'm especially excited about. Loungers, so like lots of different types of things, but also quite a few different materials. In addition to the aluminum, which is kind of our core good, we have a couple high-end wood pieces, which is quite different in terms of taking care of. Don't get into details here, but we have resin, like hand-woven resin wicker as well. So really a very wide variety of things right now.
Describe for me what's a love seat swing chair. I'm afraid my vision of this is something totally off the board here.
Well, okay, have you seen like those individual egg chairs that
Yeah,
swings?
you're
Okay,
right.
so it's one version is like that, but really big. So it could fit
Me. You know.
and there's one with a different design. It's less egg-shaped. It's more like a regular swing. Very sleek, modern looking, actually. It's very cool.
Nanu. Back in the egg shape, that would have been a Mork and Mindy reference.
I was
Anyway,
gonna say, that was I think
that was a long time ago.
before my time.
So anyway, let's talk about furniture itself, outdoor furniture, patio furniture. Are people trying to mimic their living rooms? Are they trying to bring their living rooms outside?
There has been this trend to have your outdoor furniture start looking and feeling also a bit more like the stuff you might see and have indoors. More mixed media stuff. You might have aluminum frames also mixed with wood or with rope or with wicker, which gives it a bit more of an indoor look. And people demand comfort now too. Like people want the comfort of an outdoor seating to be just as nice as laying on their couch indoors, which is tricky because you have to have cushions and fabrics that actually feel very nice, and to get that weather resistance is difficult.
When people are picking, their outdoor seating, their cushions, the material, things like this, are they trying to match their patio? Are they trying to match their house? Are they trying to match their outdoors? What's the criteria for something like this?
Well, the most basic criteria is the size, of course, right? I mean, they can't buy an enormous chat set if their patio is only like a 6x6 space.
Right.
Some people are very particular about that kind of thing. Like, oh, I have these kinds of plants on my patio. I want this kind of cushion color that matches this perfectly.
Okay.
And then we might argue with them or discuss with them for hours what we think would fit like the color scheme that they have. And then you get a lot of people who don't have one thought about that and are just like, yeah, whatever, this feels good, give it to me. I don't care. We like how this feels.
Now, back in the day, fire pits, when I think of fire pits used to be, like a fireplace in somebody's backyard, or just some bricks around, some ashes and some wood that you have in there and you burn. When you're talking fire pits now, you're talking a real quality, beautiful setup, right?
Oh yeah, actually, the moment that I started to really believe in this business and what we do and what we have was when I took a fire pit of my own just from the business, because I can do that now. Just nabbed one about 1.5 years ago and almost became addicted immediately, like the first time I used it. It felt so good to sit in. It was so nice to spend time there with like my family and friends, whatever, eating, drinking. It was just so nice. And I remember at that moment thinking, wow, what we have really is special here. Like, this is really phenomenal stuff. All different sizes, actually some different materials there too. I didn't mention we have some stone stuff, some really cool stone fire pits as well, but mostly aluminum, some square, some circular, some rectangular, some huge. Like we have one of our best sellers this year was a 60-inch diameter bar fire pit. And then we also had a teeny tiny, too small for me, but like 30 or 32-inch little bitty one. So lots of different things.
And the great thing about it too is you're talking about something that is fed by natural gas or propane or whatever the case may be. So you're not getting that smell, you're not inhaling all that smoke, it's not on your clothes, things like this, right?
We have a couple wood burning designs, but the vast majority of them are propane. Yeah.
As we run, we're getting close to the end of the summer season, if you will. So are there, how can I put this delicately? Are there deals to be had?
Yes, absolutely. If you've been patient enough or procrastinated enough that you still need stuff, at this point in the season, we'll give you an exceptionally good deal. And not just us, other people that have patio furniture would give you a good deal too, just because the season's winding up. But yeah, we have closeouts on about 7 different lines. We're just trying to trim away and make way for the new product we want next season. And a few floor models we're liquidating.
And patio furniture is all you do. So this is what differentiates you from the competition.
We've messed up plenty of things in the past, and this is what we want to have mastery of.
Nathan Cross, Flamingo Patio, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Flamingo Patio by calling 716-288-6574 or go to flamingopatio.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following.
Joining us today is Dr. Vishal Sharma from Lakeshore Eye Care. Dr. Sharma.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us on Buffalo on the Rise. Give us what the vision is for your practice. What made you start the practice itself?
So Lakeshore Eye Care started in Irving, New York. Our goal was to bring a world-class experience to patients in the rural setting. Since then, we expanded into the Hamburg market. And even to this day, we see patients from all over Western New York. Our goal is to really provide a very personalized experience, especially for cataract surgery, eyelid surgery. I'm with the patient every step of the way, before, during, and after the procedure. And that's really our goal. This can be at times, a scary process for some folks. But we want to make this very comfortable. We want to make patients very at ease when we embark on this journey, essentially.
You know, I think my mother would have been a lot happier if I had been either a doctor or a priest and not a disc jockey. So, I congratulate you on that. When you start talking about a cataract surgery, when does somebody actually know? Is there a magic age that you get to where they say, oh, you're going to have cataract surgery? How does that come about?
So really, the patient will notice problems with their vision, glare, light sensitivity, filmy, foggy vision. You're right, age does factor into this. If a patient comes in very young, in their 20s or 30s, there could be other issues at work. But generally speaking, sure, if there are patients that are 60s, even in their 50s to some extent, and they have some of these visual complaints, the first step would be to have a comprehensive eye exam, which is something that we routinely do. And in some instances, this can very easily be corrected with glasses. If we find that a patient is going to need more than glasses, and that's where potentially the cataract surgery, the cataract procedure comes into play.
Do you hear from individuals, as I've gotten older, I heard from people who say, I don't like to drive anymore at night. The lights are glaring, or it constantly looks, I get reflections or whatever. Is this something that's associated with cataracts?
Absolutely, and that's one of the hallmarks. If there is some impairment, some reduced function in an individual's activities of daily living, that's where absolutely getting checked out, having the eyes looked at is the starting point.
Now, explain to us, if you will, what happens when you actually get cataract surgery?
So when you have cataract surgery, you typically will have this done in a surgery center. The day of your procedure will typically require you to be at the facility earlier in the morning, 7:15, 8:15, 9:15. Our nursing team typically will start an IV. You'll meet one of our anesthesia doctors. The patient will meet me. We'll then head into the procedure. Procedurally, this is typically performed in minutes. We use some of the more modern techniques. There's no needles, no injections. And in essentially the span of minutes, the patient is completed the surgery. They're given a box of juice, because typically we have patients not eat anything the day of their procedure, and they go home. And we typically will tell folks, no heavy lifting, no bending, just take it easy. And then we reevaluate the patient in the morning to see how they're doing.
Now, Are you actually implanting something or you're removing something from the eye?
Both. That's a great point. So as a cataract develops, typically a film starts to form on the lens, which is very similar to what we're seeing here. At birth, the lens is crystal clear. And we go in, remove this structure, and then we'll put a lens implant, similar to what you're seeing here, directly into the eye. And today, lens implant technology has really evolved, where we can put a lens implant that can give someone great distance vision without glasses. We can put a lens implant that can help someone with distance and also reading without glasses. So it is a very exciting time in the world of cataract surgery.
You know, I couldn't even do, contact lenses because I have this phobia about touching my eye. So when you start talking about surgery and start talking about actually doing work on the eye itself, does it hurt?
No, typically this is very painless. Our technology, our drops, patients really don't feel anything. And of course, with modern anesthesia, patients are typically conscious sedation, very similar in dental care, very similar in GI care, and of course eye care. So the patient really has no perception of what's happening other than, what? The surgery's over, that's it? We're done? Yeah, we're done, you did great.
And you just have to have a driver to bring you there and bring you home
Absolutely.
afterwards.
In New York State, and probably in most states, if you are given a sedative, a family member or friend should take you home after your procedure.
And what about somebody that has, I know like my dad, his eyelids kind of drooped as he got older? Is there something that you can do for that?
Yeah, absolutely. Eyelid surgery is a big part of our practice. As we get older, the aging process sets in. It becomes more difficult. We start raising our eyelids like this. And this is a procedure that can, a lot of the times, be billed to the insurance if certain requirements are met, if certain testing is successfully completed.
See, if only Sleepy and Droopy of the Seven Dwarfs knew about you at the time. Tell us about your locations.
So as I said initially, our original practice is in Irving, New York, and our newest office is in Hamburg. I shouldn't say new, we've been in the Hamburg market since 2009, but we are happy to serve patients. One of our goals, if patients call, we try to get them scheduled promptly. Every patient is going to personally see me. I will personally walk every individual through the lens options. And again, even if it's just for routine eye care, it's not necessary that if there's a visual issue, oh, you have to have cataract surgery. There's a lot of things that we can even do with simple glasses.
Dr. Sharma, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We appreciate it. For more information and answers to your questions, contact Lakeshore Eye Care by calling 716-698-9194 or go to lseyecare.com.
Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by the following. Thanks for watching this edition of The Big Weck Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigweck.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chille. Thanks for watching and listening to The Big Weck, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big Weck Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.